How's it going, everybody? Joe Bisping here. I want to do a product review here for you. I'm going to kind of take my time and go through this for you because I know for me, I appreciate it whenever I can get online and look at a product before I buy it and kind of see, from somebody who actually already owns it, kind of see how it is and what it looks like, and more than just like the description from a website that maybe you're buying it from. But the product that we're going to review today is the Fiddle block rigging kit. You can see it here. I'll give you a little view on it here. It's a complete kit to an advantage system for you. I got this kit from Tree Stuff. It's just where I purchased it from, so want to do a little review for you. So I'm going to go ahead and take my time on it and show you little details on how to put it together. It might be monotonous for some people, but I appreciate it when people kind of break things down. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of go through everything for you on what we have as far as the pieces. And then I'll show you how to put it together, and hopefully it'll be helpful for you. We've got, let's see here, we got a 1/2 inch rigging line. That's it's 50 foot long with a sewn eye on there, and it's marked on there for you. It's New England rope. It's, nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, I'm sure you guys have all used ropes like that. You got a rigging I&I prusik, made by Nerex, if I'm saying that right. It's a rigging prusik. The labels tell you what they're rated for. This one, I don't know if you can actually see that or not, but it says max breaking strength is 5,400 pounds. But anyways, those are sewn eyes there, and that's to attach your fiddle block kit to your rigging line that you're going to be pulling on. Then obviously you have the 2 blocks that come with the kit. I will say they look kind of smaller than I thought as far as the plates go. They're thinner. They look really well made. I don't know if you can see down in there or not, but I'm gonna try to get it on video for you. But there's little ball bearings in there, so it's got ball bearings on all 3 of the pulleys on each block. And then you got this would be the upper or lower. You got your integrated like cam rope grabs here, which is really cool. I really like that. Quick and easy. You don't have to set up a prusik or nothing. I really like that. So then it comes with 2. I'm gonna put the camera down so I can show you. 2 tri-locking ISC rigging carabiners. The carabiners are rated at 50 kN, which is about 11,000 pounds, 11,240 pounds. That's what it said online. So, nothing out of the ordinary. Just like I said, tri-locking. So it's 1, 2, and 3. That's how they lock. So those are those 2 of them, which no complaints on those. They look pretty nice. And that's basically it for the kit. Now I'll show you how to put it together, and it should be pretty simple, but I'll take the time to show you here. So basically, let's see if I can set up the camera. Okay, so basically, take this one first, the upper, and you got to take this pin out that holds the sewn eye. It's fine. Basically, there's like a little key ring, kind of keychain thing that you just thread onto there. So you got to unthread that. See if you can get kind of a close up on that. Take that out. See that? You're gonna set that down. Then you pull the little pin out, like that. Pop the little spacer, kind of. It's just like a little plastic, spacer. So basically, take your sewn eye. You're gonna put that in there, like that. I had this in there already, but it was kind of hard at first to put it in there. But but once you get it in there, it fits nicely. Then you just put it back in there. You gotta slide it. It's a little bit tight getting that spacer in there. So you basically just put it back in there. Pop the pin through there. Ooh, hold on 1 second. Pop the pin in there like that. And you slide the, well, you thread the, I call it the key ring looking kind of jig on there. Just thread that back on there, just basically holds its pin and it doesn't really hold any, you know, the weight, but you can see. So once you got that in, you got it started. So now you got to thread it all together here. So you start with that. The reason why you put that in first is because that sewn eye won't actually fit through, you know, the blocks. So you start with that. Now I want to make sure you start this right, okay? Because otherwise you'll be doing it all over again. So you thread it down. You take your running end and you thread it through from right to left on your bottom block. So just like that, okay? So you're gonna pull all the slack out to the left side now. Let's get this out of the way there. Pull all your line out. Okay. So you hook in your eye, come down to your other block, come from the right side and go through to the left. So once you have that, you go up to the top fiddle block now, and you take the running end and you go from the left to the right now on the bottom pulley there. So it's a little tricky getting that in there, if you can see. So it doesn't want to come around the corner to come down through the pulley there. So you gotta kind of finagle it down through there. Give it a little bit of a. Takes a couple tries. It's better if you have a couple hands helping you. One person holding the block, but it's possible if you just work at it to kind of force it down in there. I guess if you really wanted to, you could take that tape off the end. Would probably help. But okay, so you gotta force that down through there. Okay, so we went from left to right now. Now we're just gonna pull out all the slack. Got 50 foot, so it takes a little bit. Okay, so we're halfway there. Now we just go from right to left again, but you do it on the upper pulleys now. It's a lot easier to get through that one, so we'll just pull that through. Okay, one more time. Left to right this time. So you go through over the pulleys and then come through this little eye right here. Come on right close and give them a little view. So you just come down through there. Like I said, just a little bit of tape on the end there makes it a little bit hard, but if you pull all the slack out again, we're pretty much there. Alright, so now, as you can see, it's set up. What we have here is an advantage system. You have a 5-to-1 advantage system. The way you can tell what you have as far as an advantage is you count the ropes. So if you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know we have a 5-to-1 advantage here. So basically what's really cool about this system is it's quick and easy to set up. If you have to say you gotta just pull a branch real quick that didn't go the right way, you can throw a line over it real quick and your ground guy can hook on a sling and hook it onto the rope and you can pull real quick. Or you can hook this onto the porter wrap. What you do is, obviously you use these carabiners. Stick that on there. Stick it on the top. That's where these go. And you can stick this end on the porter wrap and stick that on with the rigging pressing. You can slide that up and you can pre-tension your loads, just kind of like the GRCS, but just a little bit the harder way, I guess you would say, but the cheaper way. Really cool about this though is, your ground guy doesn't have to have constant pressure on it. Basically, when you put some pressure on it, if you come on up here, you can see as I pull on it, and as it gets tighter, that rope falls right into those integrated rope grab, basically your rope grab there, and it prevents the rope from going back through, so it holds the pressure for you, which is great if you're down on the ground. You just want to pre-tension a tree if you're going to pull it over or branch or any of those things until you can tie off your rope. And it's real easy to release. You just flop over to the side. You see that? And then it releases nice and easy for you. And if you want to pre-tension it again, you just leave it there. Real easy to release. But here, I'll take it over there. But yeah, I mean, we just got this in, so I'll have to make more video of us actually using it in the field. But so far, just from looking at it out of the box, I think it looks like a great product. I think it's going to be great for us. We use this method a lot. Some people don't. Some people just use your come-alongs, your rope come-alongs, your cable come-alongs. I think this is a nice way to, put a little bit of pressure on a branch or a tree if you just got to pull it over and, if it's fair standing or whatever circumstance. But I like it. I really think it's a good product. I forgot to mention the working load limit. I don't know if you can see, but I'll show you. The working load limit for this block and for these blocks is 1,000 pound max. So that would be your working load limit, and that's a 10-to-1 rating. So basically that means the max breaking strength is somewhere around 10,000 pounds for this unit. So I think that's pretty impressive. I think that's plenty. You can do lifting, pulling, all kind of fun stuff with this thing. So I really like it. Another thing I'll mention to you, if you extend this all the way out 50 foot with five different basically lengths of rope, it gives you about 10 foot of actual pull. So so you have this thing extended out the whole way with your 50 foot, you have about 10 foot of pull before you have to reset. So basically what you would do if you're pulling on a tree, you're going to set up your porter wrap, you're going to hook this onto the tree or onto your porter wrap. You can even hook it onto your porter wrap. You can do a swabish hitch on there on your rope, and you pull 10 foot, take your slack out of your porter wrap, tie off your porter wrap, reset, and just keep doing it until you achieve what you're trying to do. Trying to think if there's anything else I could tell you about it. It sells for about $289.95. That's at Tree Stuff. I'm not sure if they sell it as a kit somewhere else. If they do, they may have different products. It may have a different, rigging. Prostic may have different rope. But yeah, you can buy these all separately. You don't have to just get this kit. But this is just a nice way to order it. You could probably get as long a rope as you want, and you can have the longest system you want. I mean, obviously the longer rope, the less times you have to reset. But yeah, I really like it. Looking forward to using it. It looks like a good product. If you guys have any questions, just write your comments, and I'll try to answer them for you. If I missed anything, let me know. I'll make another video for you. Like I said, I'll try to make a video of it in the field. I'm kind of working, but I figured I'd make a pre-video here for you, just to kind of show you what it looks like right out of the box. So yeah, I just wanted to make a real quick note. I said that the working load limit was 1,000 pounds, which it is for the fiddle blocks. Okay, so just because your working load limit for the blocks is 1,000 pounds and its max breaking strength is 10,000 pounds, doesn't mean that the whole system's max breaking strength is 10,000 pounds. Basically what I mean is, yeah, these blocks, when they were tested, they break around 10,000 pounds. But then you got to factor in the fact of the kind of carabiner that you're using, which this one's rated for 50 kN. Also, this sewn eye to eye rigging prusik is what I will be using to attach to my pull line, whatever I'm pulling on, and its max braking strength is 5,400 pounds. So this now becomes a lot weaker because my weakest link in the system is now my prusik. So it doesn't matter how strong these blocks are, because now my weakest link is this prusik, which is a max braking strength of 5,400 pounds. And truthfully, it would slip before it would break, so it's actually even weaker. But my point is, just because it says max low limit or whatever at 1,000 pounds, max braking strength is 10,000 pounds, doesn't mean you actually have that much. You know, this rope is rated, you know, for whatever it is. But just making a quick point of that so people don't assume, you know, I don't want to confuse anybody to the fact that this system can pull, you know, 8,000 pounds and you're still okay because the max braking strength is 10,000 pounds. No, that's not true, because, you know, just because this is my strongest point doesn't mean anything, because this is actually my weakest point. So you're only as strong as your weakest link. So just something to remember.
Show you it set up a little bit, but I hope you can hear me, because this case sometimes damper the sound. But check it out. I'm just setting this up. You know, we probably wouldn't even need to do this right now, but I wanted to make a video while we're here. Cutting down some ash trees. We're gonna take this one on the end here. We got a road here we're gonna take down. They're all dead, so that one's got a little bit of a length, so we're gonna pull it. But basically, I got this fiddle block, pulling set up the mechanical advantage, so you can see I was showing you in the video there. Got a VT on here, and just set up. You can see it tensioned it up off the back of our truck. You know, this is great if you're in the woods and you don't have like a truck or something to hook on